Hey guys, it's your Bo the Doggo, and welcome back to Amorous. Let's see. Oh, it's my arm! Yay! So let's just hit continue. Get back to the work with the still ringing phone. In the last episode, I got JAX's number. I also got the DJ's number, but that wasn't really important. But I got JAX's number, so I thought we should call him and see if we want to hang out. Call JAX. That bartender from last night seems like a really great guy. I think I'd like to get to know him better. Ring, ring, ring. He's not picking up. Maybe he's busy. Hey there, this is JAX. If it's morning, I'm probably asleep, and if it's evening, I'm probably at what should be your favorite club. Either way, leave a message and I'll get back to you. Leave a message, of course. Hey there, it's Bo. Oh yeah, I managed to change my name from Bo the Doggo to Bo, so it's easier. Hey there, it's Bo. Just giving you a call to see if you're interested in meeting up sometime. I'll buy my phone for a while if you call. I'll buy my phone. I'll be by my phone for a while if you call back. Bye. I end the call and hope you call back. In the meantime, I can get on with my morning routine. It looks here though that JAX is calling me. I wasn't too sure whether to make plans, so I got myself cleaned up, had breakfast, watched some TV, anything to dawdle and burn that early morning. Ooh! It took a moment for me before I noticed my phone buzzing and dancing in the nearby countertop. I snagged it and picked up the call. Hello? I heard some groggily mumbling on the other end first. It took a few moments before I could make out what was being said. Yeah, who's this? I stiffed and chuckled. Hey Jack, it's Bo. From the club? There were a few loud noises on the end, and a second or two later he seemed considerably more awake. Crap! Hi. Sorry, the club was just exploding with people last night. I was taking orders until 3 in the morning. I didn't get home until 4. It's nice to hear back from you. How was your night? Ah, he's so cute in this picture. I love it. Met a couple of other people there and I got to know them a bit better. Stayed out a little later than I expected, but it was a lot of fun. I guess I do need to get out more. Well, that's a good night out. You look like you needed to meet some new people. Shake your routine a little. Glad to know it worked out well for you. Oh, yes. Reconsider or ask him out. I'm definitely asking him out. I didn't mean to wake you, but I was wondering about something. Oh? What's on your mind? Well, I was wondering if you might like to get together outside of the club. We could chat without having to shout over the noise, and someone else can make our drinks. But what's the fun in that? Very few people have more particular sets of skills. Very true, but I wasn't thinking of mixed drinks. It's early and you sound a little groggy. Maybe you'll be out for some coffee. My treat. I'll even pitch in for the muffin. This is the guy who couldn't pay his rent this month and was about to sell his stuff to afford rent. So Kobe had to pitch in, and now he's buying booze for $55, $50 even, and giving JAX coffee and stuff. So, where are you getting the money from? Muffin, eh? Tempting offer. Sure, I can use a pick-me-up. Give me about an hour or two and I get ready. I literally fell into bed when I got home. Sure, there's a coffee shop right near the club. Meet me there in about an hour. I've been there a few times on the way home from work. I'll see you there. He seemed a little hesitant. Maybe it's just a jitter on my end. Still, it'd be nice to see him again. Even if it's just for a coffee. As I set my phone down on the counter, I heard a comedically loud yawn behind me. Turning around, Kobe was standing in the beaming. Is that date plans I heard so early? Did you meet someone last night? Not that it's any of your business, but maybe. Score! I'm happy for you. That's a part of why I wanted you to come along to the club. You spent all of your time just moping around the house. You need to get out. I do feel better about it. I've gotten a bit of a funk over what happened. It's good to have a real distraction for once. And that's why you should always listen to me. Now, who caught your eye? Well, if you have to pry, I met a guy at the bar. We had a few drinks and we chatted. It was really nice. At the bar, huh? And who was that? Don't you have anything better to do but to bug me about my dating life? Nope. If you must know, it was the bartender. Really fun guy once I opened up a little. JAX? You're going on a date with JAX? It's not a date, it's just coffee. Dude, I'm so jealous. He's such a cutie. And that bow tie, roar. I didn't even know he swung that way. What's swinging? We are meeting for a coffee. Besides, considering how much noise you were making when you got in, I think you managed pretty well by yourself. Oh, you know, I met a few people and he and I came back to test the couch springs. When did you finally stumble onto the bedroom anyway? Not that I don't mind you saving me the triple Eiffel. Sure, 2 of them. Anyways, I need to get ready. I'm meeting him in an hour. Hope you don't mind if I grab a quick shower before I go. But you let me go first last time. Yes, but don't you have someone waiting on you? I knew it! It's a date! By all means, go first, you little Casanova you. But I want all the details when you get home. Have fun! He scampered off to the kitchen, barely keeping his grin in check as I slipped back to our room. Glancing at myself in the window with my bathrobe half open, I realized just how haggard I look at the moment. Nothing a good shower and some TLC couldn't fix. The water felt great, washing away my exhaustion. Part of me hated to admire it, but maybe Kobe was right about going to the club. My life had become a little dull lately, and the promise of getting to know someone new was exciting. As I got out and told off, my mind was wandering. I barely knew this guy. What if I have expectation and he doesn't? Kobe didn't even know what sort of people he was interested in. He certainly seemed a little flaming. Maybe there was something to that. Snapping out of my stupor for a moment, I looked at the clock. Shit! It's nearly time! How long of a show did you take, dude? In my hurry, I made a wrong turn to the coffee shop, and I wound up taking longer than I thought. I pushed open the door and glanced around to see a few couples sitting at a table. Just as I was about to curse myself for missing him, I saw Jax at the counter near the window, nursing a coffee mug, and looked outside. His colors were muted, more neutral, and his clothes were considerably less revealing. I placed my order at the counter and walked over. Oh, he doesn't look very happy. Hey there, sorry I'm late. He looked up out of his reverie and smiled. His shade jumped one brighter, though I'm not sure he noticed. I set my coffee down and placed a muffin between us. Sorry, it takes at least 2 of these to get me completely awake at this time of day. He motioned to his coffee before picking it up and downing the rest. He set the cup down and smiled as he noticed the muffin. And you come through again! You, my chivalrous friend, are quite reliable. Are you alright? You looked a little distant and preoccupied. Something on your mind? Ha, I'm fine. Like I said, I need at least 2 cups before I'm at least half as fun I normally am at the club. I cut the muffin in half and offered it to him. He smiled and took a piece of the top, absently munching on it. He was a very different person outside of the club. I began to wonder if it was just me. You sure? Seems like more than just a little bit of sleep deprivation. Really? It's nothing. It can just take a bit out of me working the long night like that. Being on all of the time, you know. Sorry, I'm not trying to push, just getting a gosh on you. Though, why would you keep working there if it keeps you up so late? It takes a lot out of me, but I wouldn't give it up for anything. I love the interaction, meeting new people, making smiles. He stammered for a moment as he slipped up, before letting out the resigned chuckle. Drinks, I mean. It's a part of my job to be so energetic and friendly. Not to make out like I'm going to be a buzzkill, but I apologize in advance if I'm a little zombified this morning. It's hard to be high energy every minute of every day. Hey, I have had days when I come home and immediately pass out on the couch. Though I guess that's a little more depressing when I'm not coming back home from a party or work and it's just killing time around the house. Still, that's why we invented coffee and muffins, to take the edge of our worst days. True, but we're in a coffee shop, being social. It's not exactly the worst. I should probably have another cup to get myself together. He waved down the waiter heading around with a pot and got a refill. After a sip or 2, he looked back up at me, smiling. So, I'd like to know a little more about you. So I hear you have this thing for muffins. Do you normally invite random people to eat them with you? Does it make it less awkward? He's cute. You were the most interesting person there, and I thought I should get to know this guy better. Is that so strange? Would you think less of me if I said yes? Huh? Why would you say something like that? Because I am a relatively attractive, scantily clad bartender. It's like open season on getting a piece of my tail. I enjoy the attention, but not the attention, if you catch my meaning. I'm not sure I really do. You like being in the center of attention, but not getting attention for it? Everyone wants to know what's under the uniform, but that's where it stops. I work in a room with hundreds of people on a regular basis, and sometimes it's like none of them actually want to get to know me. They just want to bang the bartender. I suppose that's why you threw me for a bit of a loop. You were nice and you backed up when I asked you to. I can't believe that. I mean, the way you mix drinks all night, banter, just talking with you had me wanting to know more. I'm surprised you don't have millions of phone numbers every night. I do, it's just that none of them really want me to call to talk, so much as they call to see me if I want to fool around. If you're looking, is that so bad? I know I wouldn't be too sad about having my pick of half the people I saw at the club. It's just not my scene. Too many wild oats sown when I was younger, I guess. Aww. We both settled into an awkward silence for a moment. 2 commas. Just sipping coffee and nibbling on our muffin halves. Eventually, I just had to speak up. Well, I'm not one of those booty callers. I mean, you're quite attractive in or out of your outfit. But I wanted to get to know all about you, not just what I saw at the club. I blushed a little when I realized what I said, but he just smiled and let it slide. Thanks, it's flattering, but also nice to know that your muffin didn't come without an ulterior motive. Nope, just deliciousness and riboflavin. He laughed and began to relax, easing the tension that had been building. Still, something was bothering me. Sorry, I just can't get over how different you are at the club. That can't just be a mask, can it? You think you're going to get my whole life story just over a cup of coffee and a muffin? It's going to take you much more than that. Then how about a movie? There's a matinee just down the street in a little bit. Maybe if I'll add tickets and the popcorn, you'll tell me your favorite color. I'm not due into work until 3, and as you could tell from my earlier phone call, I'm not exactly overwhelmed with things to do. But maybe I shouldn't. I mean, we just met and I picked up my half-eaten muffin and held it between us. I swear on this muffin that I'm not just in it because you have a cute tush and a mix of a mean drink. I'm in this for much more than that. Sorry. I guess it's just a reflex. Not a particular helpful one either. I set my muffin back down and dusted off my hands. I know you don't like forward. You get plenty of that at work. Let's just go to a movie, enjoy some popcorn and see how the day takes us. You game? Of course. How can you say no to muffin-swear? It's the most honorable vow one can make with the baked good. We both finished our coffee and grabbed our coats. If we hurried, we could just make the 11 o'clock show. Before we stepped out the door, he paused and smiled at me. It's blue, by the way. I couldn't help but smile as we walked past the door. Oh my god, it's so cute! As we made our way out to the theater, more of the JAX I met at the club began to peek through. I was happy to see it and kept the conversation light. Movies. The Eastwood was one of those old multi-story buildings renovated into a multiplex. While the facade still looked like a charming old-fashioned theater, the inside were equipped with the latest technology. We stepped in through the broad glass doors and up to the ticket counter. Good morning! What can I do for you? We barely noticed the gentleman in the small ticket booth as he was dwarfed by the vaulted ceilings. The lobby was absolutely massive. Shaking my head, I walked up to the counter and glanced at the board overhead. Do you have anything showing now? Well, we have a free movie that's just about to start. It's been a slow morning, so we got seats left in all of them. The two of us looked over to the list and picked something out. JAX briefly tried to pay for his own ticket, but I insisted on covering everything. Anything in particular you'd like to see? The previews are about to start. Western, romantically, comedy, or horror? So, should we... Don't want it to be too obvious, I think, by going to romantic comedy, or would we? No. Let's... For the sake of my... the reason I'm playing this game is the horror games I played, so let's let them watch a horror. 2 tickets for Blood is Thicker Than Evil. As the ticket salesman swiped my card, JAX dropped the shade paler and glanced up at me. Didn't know you were a horror fan. It's a fun little adrenaline surge. Who doesn't like getting a scare now and then? Clearly you haven't been to the club during karaoke and $2 shot night. JAX didn't seem thrilled about my choice of movie, and I wasn't about to tell him my ulterior motive of getting a little closer to him. Still, everything I'd read suggested that it was another cheesy slasher film, so nothing to get worked up about. Oh, cool. We actually get to see the movie. We found our seats and I surreptitiously folded up my arms under the auspices of sharing the popcorn. JAX settled in and we both started snacking while the lights began to dim. The movie opened with a remote location near a lake. I was about to roll my eyes when they pulled in close to a body laying in a pool of blood on the floor of an abandoned cabin. When the body began to twitch and shudder, the head turning in a very disturbing direction, Jack suddenly turned and pressed his face against my shoulder. Aww. At first I was grinning at the thought that my plan had worked so well. However, as we began to turn a couple of shades paler, my grin faded. I surreptitiously shifted position to make it look like if we were whispering and leaned down. "We can go if you want. It's all right." He shook his head, closing his eye and gathering himself back up. He settled back into his seat and faced the screen. I could see him cringe now and then, glancing away from the movie. I moved my hands over and squeezed his gently. His hand untensed and he calmed down and lanced his finger through mine. Aww. By the end of the movie, I was afraid that he was going to snap my fingers, but once the credits came up, his grip relaxed. Jack's color began to return as we left the theater and stepped back out into the sunlight. He passed me a weak smile after giving a short sigh of relief. Sorry, what did you think? No, I apologize. Sorry, I like a scare now and again, but I didn't know you had a problem with it. I can handle vomit, drool, venom and rare spilled drink, but clearly I still have some limits. That said, it clearly had its good points. He slid his hand into mine and squeezed it softly. I felt my cheeks flush in response. I really should get going. I have a few errands to run before work. I slid my hand into his for a moment and squeezed it softly. You had a good time, right? I did. It was fun getting a chance to spend some time outside the bar with someone. Guess I was feeling a little more jaded than I thought. We stood for a long awkward moment. Neither of us seemed to want to walk away. As I looked up into those bright orange eyes, I knew I had to do something. Oh, what are we gonna do? Shake his hand, give him a hug, give him a peck on the cheek. Oh, I'm so going to peck him on the cheek. Emboldened, I stepped closer to him and placed a hand on his shoulder. He shifted uncomfortably for a moment. His hue shifted redder as I leaned down and pressed my lips gently to his cheek. I felt him shiver a little against me as his eyes a little closed. We stayed there just for a moment before he slowly drew back and glanced away. Oh, now he's red. We should do this again sometime. Definitely. He stammered for a moment before smiling up at me. I'm off in a couple of days. How about we get together for some dinner? Yes. I'd love to. I can pick you up at your place, say around 8ish. That's a great place near my house that I've been wanting to go to. Near your place, huh? You sure you don't have some ulterior motives? Maybe just a little. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe just a little. I wouldn't say there are powerful ulterior motives, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I had some. Good, because you're making me consider some of my own. Well, shall we eat first and then explore each other's ulterior motives? Sounds perfect. I can meet you there. No sense in driving all the way across town to pick me up, particularly if you have to carry all those ulterior motives. We said our goodbyes and parted ways. For me at least, I felt quite a bit better about the situation. Even if I was a little rusty at this, I still did good enough to keep him interested. Oh, this is so goddamn sweet. Back in the car, I went over the date in my mind, smiling as I relived the good bits. I knew I'd been coming home to Kobe and a million questions, but I could still enjoy the memory of my first date in a long time. So that was a date with JAX. And I don't want to make these episodes too long, so I'm going to end it here. Hopefully we can get the next episode up soon. But if you enjoyed this one, please leave a like and a comment. And if you want to make sure to see the next episode, please subscribe and hit the bell. And for every one of you who's still watching, thank you so much. So take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!